Good morning, folks. Grandpa Cavendish here. Just wanted to welcome you this morning to another episode of the Ethnic Neighborhoods of New York City with Grandpa. And today we're in the Bronx, and specifically in the North Bronx at Woodlawn Cemetery. And I'm at a particular site here, grave site, and I brought my filler of our cane with me today, and that might be a clue as to where I am. What figure am I looking at here at this gravesite? So I just want to thank the folks that recommended neighborhoods for me to go to in my last video. I made that suggestion and I got a few, and Marshall Bailey out there in Dodge City, Kansas recommended I come to Woodlawn and to look for the gravesite of Bat Masterson. And here we are at the gravesite of Bat Masterson. A very historic figure from the Wild West, I guess. You might know him from the Wild West fame. And of course, Bat Masterson was a buffalo hunter first, and then a lawman in Dodge City and elsewhere, and eventually ended up in New York City working for a newspaper. And I think it was the New York Telegraph newspaper. And that's the reason he's buried here in Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. So I thought we'd start here today. Thank you, Marshall Bailey, for this suggestion. And there are many other interesting grave sites here at Woodlawn. So I want to take you to a few today. Can't do them all, there's so many. But stick with me and you'll see some other interesting places to go. And why does Bat Masterson have a cane? Of course, he carried a six-shooter, I'm sure. But he didn't use it all that much. He would tend to use that cane as a weapon. So I have my cane to take me around today. Stay with me, folks. Okay, pipe friends, I'm at the gravesite of Duke Ellington here. And I thought you'd be interested to see this one as well. Of course, Duke Ellington is the famous jazz composer and pianist. And I had read that many of the other jazz greats wanted to be buried very close to Duke Ellington's gravesite. So right around us here are some of the more famous names in jazz history. And I'll just show you a few of them. So I'm at the gravesite of Miles Davis, the innovative jazz trumpeter. So I thought you'd like to see that as well. And for any of you jazz aficionados out there, maybe you will be able to tell us the score that's at the bottom of Miles's tombstone here. Alrighty, let's go on to some others. So now I'm at the gravesite of Irving Berlin, the composer who wrote White Christmas and God Bless America. So here's Irving Berlin's gravesite. Under a shady tree. Fairly modest grave site.
You just had some visitors who put the rocks on.
Yes, we'll place a stone to say we were here. One for you and one for me, Mary. There we go. All right, folks. We'll see a couple more. So I found myself a little shady spot under this tree because it's very sunny now, or it's about noontime. So I thought you'd be interested in seeing the gravesite of Herman Melville, the American author Herman Melville, who wrote the classic Moby Dick. So follow me over. Herman Melville. And by the looks of all the stones on top, I'd say he's one of the most popular of the grave sites for people to visit, I'd say. Here we have David Farragut, who was the first admiral in the U.S. Navy, and he's very well known for his quote, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." That's Admiral Farragut. And as you can see, over the monument, some of the buildings, the homes in the Bronx. So we're surrounded by apartment buildings, etc. in the Bronx. So I'm going to take you now, we're going to leave the cemetery, I'm going to take you now a little bit south to Arthur Avenue, which is the Little Italy of New York City. The one in the Bronx, which is now the biggest one. Little Italy in Manhattan is really much smaller. So we'll do a little shopping and maybe have something to eat down in Arthur Avenue. Okay? So join me down there. So we're heading south on Webster Avenue, on our way to Arthur Avenue. So we made it to Arthur Avenue. We're at Full Moon Pizzeria. A little noisy, but fine. It's up, we're outdoors. 187th Street and Arthur Avenue. Having a nice slice of pizza and a Coke. Delicious. Stick with us. We're going to do some shopping next. We'll take a look at Vincent's Meat Market. We've got some honeycomb tripe here, some fresh rabbits, quail, lamb. You can see the lambs hanging there. That's pretty cool, right? So here we are at Title Brothers, which is an Italian food market, food shop, I guess you'd say. And they specialize in products imported from Italy. And interestingly enough, the Titles are Jewish immigrants who own an Italian food store. So that's an interesting thing, right? So you'll see a Star of David on the door as we walk in to signify to the community that it's a Jewish-owned store, but they want to be part of the Italian experience, and they love being part of the Italian experience. So it's been here since 1930, I think.
100 years.
So,
it says in business 100 years.
100 years, but the star, was the star put in the, I know the elder title put the star down to show that the community wouldn't have any problem supporting a Jewish-owned Italian market. And that was 1930, so I guess 80 some odd years. So I guess they didn't. Okay, so let's go in. You gonna go to tea?
Thank you.
So I'll get some olive oil, some anchovies then, and let's see what else. So this is the Arthur Avenue Retail Market. It's a little indoor market, vegetables and produce and all, but I noticed they have some cigar rollers over here. Might be interesting to take a look at. pound. Thank you. So 1 pound of egg noodles. That's all. Thank you. So we're at the corner of Belmont Avenue and Arthur Avenue here. For any of you doo-wop aficionados, you might be familiar with the Belmonts. Maybe Dion and the Belmonts. Well, those guys came from this neighborhood. As a matter of fact, most of them grew up on Belmont Avenue right behind me. You might be familiar with some of their songs. So we're going to go smoke our pipe, I think. So join me for that. Let's go over and have a cup of coffee. So I just wanted to give a couple of shout outs here. Marshall Allen Bailey, if you've not tuned into his channel, you should really do so. Marshall gave me the idea to go to Woodlawn Cemetery and see Bat Masterson. Of course, Bjorn Rippen over in Germany wanted to see an ethnic neighborhood with food, so I hope we showed you that, Bjorn, today. And also New York City Drums. My good friend Greg tuned into New York City Drums. He wanted to see some music. So Greg, I hope I showed you a little bit of music there with Dion and the Belmonts. Okay folks, we finished our shopping, finished our pizza for lunch. We stopped at a little pastry shop here, DeLillo, which is right across the street from the Catholic Church, Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And got ourselves a cup of coffee here and gave me a chance to light up our pipe. And smoking today my Parker Billiard. Very nice, right? Nice pipe with some L.J. Peretti Royal Blend, which is an English mixture. Goes good with the coffee here. And I selected this morning to take on this trip because I knew we were going to be seeing the Duke. So we would be in royal company. So Royal Blend fits right in. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And gave you a chance to see a bit of the Bronx here. And keep the comments coming. Keep telling me where you want to go, what neighborhood will be next. But the Bronx is a pretty interesting place for sure. So again, hope you enjoyed it. See you all soon. Grandpa Cavendish signing off. Be well, folks.